the pandemic. I'm talking to him like via text, and he's like, "Yo, man, just bought Modell's." It tells you I don't know Modell's. Modell's was a sporting goods store. I think it was only in New York. It might have been somewhere. So I never seen a Modell's in another part of the country. But they used to have the song, "Gotta go to Modell's." And I guess they went out of business and sold to Tai. And I was like, oh shit, I fucks with Modell's, man. I bought some Jordans out of there before. And he was like, yo, you want to get in on this deal, man? And I was like, man, I want to, but I'm getting divorced right now. And the lawyer said, don't buy nothing shit because they gonna.
My man was just coming with all the excuses, bro. My man had all the excuses. Even if it was legit or not, it was, come on, bro. You was just giving all the excuses, huh?
They gonna.
Hey, how you guys doing today? Welcome to Ajax Production. I am your host, Eniola Ajax, and we are back with another amazing episode. Welcome back to the Ajax Show. On this episode, there's going to be a lot of shifting happening on the channel in the next couple of weeks. We're supposed to shoot an Ajax Reacts series, but Ajax Reacts series is going to be moving to his own channel. The reason for that is because what we're doing on this channel is focused on business, and we don't want to dilute that with nonsense content. So, before things start popping off and things start going off, it's best to just separate those two energies and just have this page focused for learning the new business skills that we need to grow our business and having the motivation that we need to take ourselves to the next level. Nothing should stop us from doing that. No distractions, no confusion. It's a plain what's called mission, and we're going in one direction, at least on this page. And then other pages, we have other pages for other things, and we'll go from there. But on today's episode, since we're leaning back in our direction of what we do on this channel, something scary, unfortunate has happened in the business space or in the online business space. Let me say that for sure. The person that actually got me into reading books, right? That actually got me into reading books, because I used to like this person really much. I mean, I still like him, despite the situation. I still do, but I'm not going to go too long. This gentleman is called Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez has fallen into a hot soup, and Tai Lopez has, I think, bitten more than he can chew in this situation. Unfortunate to him, and now he's getting sued for millions of dollars for running a Ponzi scheme. So on this episode, we're gonna watch a video of one of our favorite creators explaining his experience with Tai and how long this business model has been cooking for him to get to this point. So let's see how we can get there and get us going on here. But one thing I do want to say is that when you're doing business, and especially when you come from an online space, and I would say that Tai Lopez was trying to, legitimize himself as a real business guru. Because, if you do run a business and you do say you're this business guru, why do you only just make content online? Where are the other businesses that you run that are successful, that are, mainstream or are moving towards the mainstream space? You see what I mean? I feel like that's what he was trying to combat, in this process of trying to figure himself out. So he started an investment business where he recruited a bunch of accredited investors to invest with him on this new venture that he was going to. And the interesting thing is that at the time when he was promoting this venture, I saw it. I think we all saw it. We all saw it because he was promoting it on social. He was running ads on it. So yeah, we all saw it. Unfortunately, it has appeared in the future that it was a Ponzi scheme. And that is really sad and scary. Tai Lopez might be going to jail for a long time if this goes wrong. So right here we have Brandon Carter. Brandon Carter is a content creator in Miami, and he makes content. Just trying to put himself out there. So we're gonna enjoy this content and see what it do.
Tai Lopez is being sued by the Security and Exchange Commission for allegedly running $112 million Ponzi scheme. That's
what? $112 million Ponzi scheme? Jesus Christ. Tai Lopez. You know, the interesting thing about this part of this video is that I have this book right here with me. Brandon Carter. You are goaded for that right now. You're goaded for that right now. But back to Tai Lopez. Tai Lopez has been taking a big L right now. Especially after being called a grifter on the internet. For us realizing that he's moving with the motion and just, making content. But like I said, I feel like he was trying to legitimize himself in a way by actually running real businesses. But his strategy was to acquire bankrupt businesses like Dress Barn and Radio Shack. And I know there are other businesses in the mix. And like I said, he was trying to get accredited investors to invest in this business venture with him. And I guess that's where the ball started falling, because the businesses that he acquired did not, what's it called, get profit. But I guess he was still promoting it on the internet like it was profitable, and that more people should join because it is profitable and people are making money from it. So now I guess he got to the point where he was getting new investors money and paying old investors. Ooh, that's a Ponzi scheme. That's a Ponzi scheme. But let's keep watching as we get into it. I know I just summarized the whole video in one, but no. This guy's a very interesting guy. We're going to still break it down.
they saying. I'm going to talk about this, but to be clear, I am super biased. I've known Tai for over 10 years.
Oh, shit.
We've been friends. I actually learned a lot from Tai. I'm going to talk about it, but if you look...
I didn't know he had so much videos with Tai, so much, videos, like pictures and stuff with Tai. So he's really, really a good friend with Tai Lopez right now. Like, this is his buddy. This is his guy. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate to see his guy in this situation, especially someone that you look up to in business and in the entrepreneurial space.
If you're looking for a video where somebody just on side, there's tons of videos that do that. I'm just going to talk about what happened and give you my perspective as somebody who's known him for like 10 years. Here's an article from...
I don't think Tai Lopez is a bad person. Honestly, like I said, I don't think he meant to do anything nefarious. He was just doing something he didn't understand really much, and that's not an excuse for the crime, because it's still a crime. If it started going left and you wasn't transparent about what's going on in the business, yes, things happen, things go left, but you be honest about it, and then don't go use the money that you acquire from the investors to go do other things. It's trackable, guy. I thought you were a businessman.
From CBS News. By a Radio Shack, Pier 1 importers and other brands accused of running a $112 million Ponzi scheme. And those are that's strong verbiage. And I read
strong words there, strong words. That's basically saying that Tai Lopez robbed some people, stole from people. Literally. All right, let's keep going. But like I said, he hasn't been proven guilty yet. So, we're still waiting for the trial and hear more information about it. You know what I mean? But before we do, let's hear what my guy Brandon Carter got to say about it.
Read through the actual complaint from the Security Exchange Commission. Like, I read through it. You can find it online. And I kind of just want to go over what he's been accused of and just my take on it, So listen, here's the thing. So the people who are named in the lawsuit are, one, obviously Tai Lopez, another dude, and one of his business partners, Alex Muir. Might be saying his name wrong. I don't care. I don't know Alex. And Maya Rose.
Bro, you don't have to be so rude, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. I mean, well, if they're getting accused for this crime, then Alexander Miller can have his name mispronounced for now.
I don't know how to say Maya's last name, but I'm going to call her Rose because I think her name was Maya Rose before she got married. So I'm just going to keep calling her that because that's what I remember. And I know Maya really well. Like, that's the homie. And so what they were doing, here's the thing. Check this out. I remember it might have been 10 years ago or so.
So he's been doing this for 10 years. He's been recruiting people to eventually, use the money that he acquires from these people that he's building his social media brand behind to eventually buy a legitimate business model, like a I don't know. I forgot I want to say the word properly. I think he's gonna say it in the video, but I don't want to say it wrong. Like an investment firm. That's it. Investment firm. Like a hedge fund. That's it.
I had first met Ty and we became super cool. I kick it with him when I'm in LA. I holler at him. We have videos on my YouTube from like 10 years ago. And he would throw these events and he would ask me to speak. He'd be like, yo, you want to speak at this event? All right, cool, man. I come through in LA. Sometimes if he had him in New York, I was living in New York at the time. And I was like, yeah, I'll just pull up. And obviously when I speak, I kind of feel sorry for the people who have to speak after me because it's like, damn, man, I didn't mean to be this good. There's no way you can follow up with that. But I would speak all the time. And at the end of all these events, he would say, listen, if you're an accredited investor, then I'd like to talk to you privately. And he would do this for years. So when I was at these events, it was years. He was just gathering accredited investors. Now, what's an accredited investor? That means you're earning over $200,000 a year or having a net worth of over $1 million, right? And when you're an accredited investor, you can invest in certain things. The SEC allows you to make investments that aren't available to the general public. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of that happened in 2008 after when they did Wall Street reform in order to try to protect investors. He would gather up all these accredited investors and take them in the back. And I didn't know what he was talking about because I was taking pictures with fans and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and I never went back there because it was just like, whatever.
Did this man just say, man, bro, I didn't give a fuck. I wasn't trying to get scammed into nothing. So, I was busy with the funny shit. Like, fuck all that business crap. But that's aside, I got my own business going on. Clap. Let me build my own brand. You know what I mean? Type shit. Interesting.
I was an accredited investor, but I was just like, nah, I was focused on what I was doing, right? I didn't know what he was doing with these accredited investors. I would just see him going to the back and then I would go do some other shit, you know, like take pictures with fans, holler at the hoes, all that other shit, right? What happened was he was starting a private equity fund, man. And it was
that's what it is. Sorry, my bad. A private equity firm. I know I said a bunch of stuff. Excuse me. My apologies. It's a private equity firm.
Retail Ecommerce Ventures, or REV. And I remember when he made his first purchase, man, he bought this shit called Dress Barn. And Ty texted me, he's like, yo, I just bought Dress Barn. I was like, yo, that's what's up, man. What's Dress Barn? I didn't know what it was, man. I don't know which one of y'all is out here fucking bitches who shop at Dress Barn, but it's the thing. Then he told me, he was like, yo, man, I just bought linens and things. All right, again, this is the homie, right? So like,
no, this is real evidence text.
I remember he bought Radio Shack, Pier 1 Imports. I'm like,
Pier 1
doing his thing, man. He's a genius.
Right. He's getting in there.
Influencer / guru space. Like that's
right.
One thing.
That's one thing.
Like, oh shit, he's ascended to like another level of entrepreneur, like the highest level,
like he's becoming legit. He's becoming a legit businessman.
Thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
He's becoming a legit businessman.
High level of entrepreneur. I remember it was during the pandemic. I'm talking to him like via text, and he's like, "Yo, man, just bought Models." It tells you I don't know Models. Models was a sporting goods store. I think it was only in New York. It might have been somewhere. So I never seen a Models in another part of the country. But they used to have the song, "Gotta go to Models." And I guess they went out of business and sold to Tai. And I was like, oh shit, I fucks with Models, man. I bought some Jordans out of there before. And he was like, yo, you want to get in on this deal, man? And I was like, man, I want to, but I'm getting divorced right now. And the lawyer said, don't buy nothing shit because they gonna.
My man was just coming with all the excuses, bro. My man had all the excuses. Even if it was legit or not, it was, come on, bro. You was just giving all the excuses, huh?
They gonna take it. So I was like, yo, I gotta wait till all this shit is over. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to get into Model shit. I did. Because he was like, yo, man, we can do some shit like make you the face of Models. And I was excited to do it. I was gonna put up like a mill for Model. I just couldn't because of divorce. Now that ended up being good.
This man said I was going to put in a mill. Yeah, sure.
You know, this might be the first time in history a nigga's ex-wife saved him some money. There's someone I talk to all the time. Every time I see him, what's up? We got a bunch of mutual friends. That's the homie. I'm gonna show you what he's accused of, right? But again, these are just accusations. Right? But we're gonna go over. I read the whole complaint. I'm gonna
Accusations.
Go over this shit not line by line, but what he's accused of. So one of the first thing, according to the SEC, they were promising return on investment of 25% a year or something like that, right? They're saying that they were using the new investors' money to pay the dividends to the older investors. If true, would be a Ponzi scheme. Here's why I don't believe it. And it's just for me. Like, I don't know that I don't have no affiliation with Rev. I never invested, just Ty's a homie. But Ty's like really the homie. Like, I don't think he would have asked me to invest if he thought I was going to get ripped off. And I know I'm biased, so you might think differently. And I'd understand that. Like, that's really...
You see what I mean? And that's the crazy part about being close to somebody and not knowing what they do privately, like being aware of what they do privately so you can remove yourself from that situation before anything, ricochets on you. You see what I mean? Yes, he's the homie, but you really didn't know what he was doing on the side. And now, thank God, you didn't participate in anything on the side, because now you didn't lose no $1 million from Tai. Because trust me, I know there's a lot of people that trusted in him.
Really my dog. I really don't think he would have asked me to invest if it was a Ponzi scheme. So the SEC is going to have to prove that's true, right? Again, everyone's innocent until proven guilty. That's one count, Ponzi scheming. But they're also accused of inappropriately commingling funds. They're accused of transferring money from one account to another account, like taking the Radio Shack money to pay for the dress barn shit. And you're not necessarily supposed to do that. So, for example, what the SEC is accusing them of is like, let's say you invested in some Radio Shack, but they took your Radio Shack money and paid Brandon Carter to be on the Modell's billboard. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a wise investment. You're not supposed to do that, according to the Security Exchange Commission. They're also accused of misappropriation of investor funds. They try to say that Tai and Alex diverted $16 million of investor funds for their own personal use with no apparent business.
Bro, people got money out here. I mean, they stole it, but there's money out here, though. $16 million.
The reason I don't think that's true is because Tai was rich, like rich. When Tai was on his social media run, if I told you how much money he was making, I don't think you would believe it. But he was making like some serious fucking money, bro. And I don't think he needed 16 mil that bad, from what I know, like straight up. So I think the SEC is going to have a difficult time proving that. Remember, I knew him from before the Here in My Garage ad came out, and he was already rich. But he's also being accused of false claims of success and profitability. I can't speak to this because I don't know the inner workings of the businesses,
bad marketing,
everything. But basically, they're saying that the shit was profitable when it wasn't. That's what the SEC is trying to say. I can't speak to that. Tai never lied to me about nothing. That's all I can say. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, right? And then another one is false claims of payment reliability, right? So the SEC is trying to say that the defendants assured investors orally, and in written material that Rev and other Rev retailer brands never missed a payment to a single investor. But SEC is saying that shit ain't true. They're going to have to prove. They're going to make their case. I don't know. I didn't invest because I couldn't at the time. I was tied up in my...
Who's the hater? That's the question I'm having. Who's the hater that reported him? Because I know it's someone that complained. It's not random that it just, asking questions. You know what I mean? Like, you would have probably, like, someone would probably, like, ask for their money back and they didn't get their money back, then filed a complaint.
My own litigation. I was in family.
First of all, stay away from businesses that has to do with other people's money. Please. Unless you have, like, you're, like literally, like, really connected, like, to the government or something. Like, for like, be careful with dealing with other people's money. It can turn into other things that you don't have control of. It's really difficult tasks to do.
Court. And here's the one that I know they're going to beat. They also being accused of misrepresenting Maya's experience because they had her on a public website saying that she had 10 years experience managing multi-million-dollar companies, but they're saying, nah, man, this chick was just a motherfucking kindergarten teacher and a radio disc jockey or some shit. That's what SEC is trying to say. I know that's not cool because when I would go kick it with Tai, Maya was always there, and Maya was like running shit, right? I've done business with Tai successfully. He paid me. I know that. And a lot of that shit had to go through Maya. Like she was really running that shit. They should easily beat that. I remember thinking, because when I was running my businesses at the time, I was like, man, I need a motherfucker like Maya on my team because she's on top of shit. She's super smart and she running shit, you know? It's not what Brandon Carter believes is what you can prove in court, you know, but they should be able to prove that shit. And Maya is also accused of aiding and abetting Lopez and Murr violations. Honestly, I don't know what went on with Rev. I hope a jury finds him innocent, you know, because that's my dog. Now, investors, I guess, but potentially lost money, but you know, that can happen, you know. And if Tai didn't do nothing wrong, hey, that's just what it is, you know. And the SEC is their job to prove if he did something wrong or not.
Well, he gotta strap up with them lawyers. He gotta get them stuff, like he gotta put him stuff together. I noticed that Tai Lopez hasn't been posting since this came out, so you know, I mean, I was hoping to see if he was gonna post something, but I guess, you know, it's better silent than you know, causing more problems. Right now, it's best to just be quiet. But let's get into the comment and see what they got going on over here. Okay, so they're frying. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You just gotta fry Tai Lopez real quick, you know what I mean? So basically, someone said maybe he should have bought more books. Problem solved, you know, because, you know, Tai Lopez always talking about, you know, read more books, but, you know, now he's in this hot soup. I guess he didn't read enough, or the books didn't work. Ooh. But it did. Come on now. Let's not be mean, bro. He said, I bet Brandon's first words when he got the news was, I knew that ninja was this. I knew that nigga was scamming, bro. Hey, yo. Cause Brandon has a successful business. He actually built a business and sold it successfully. So he's actually in that legit lens. But the problem with Tai Lopez is that he's not in that legit lens. He got his business acumen off of doing other businesses, but not businesses that have gone, mainstream or something that has actually been sold before. You know what I mean? It's just been like side businesses that he has done, get some money and shut down, or some online apps and stuff that he has created, websites that he's put together and, made money from it. You know what I mean? Creating online digital, assets and things like that. That is really what has put his name out there to the public. It's not what, he had the status of a legitimate businessman, and that's what he was trying. I feel like that's what he was trying to do with this move. Partner up with Alex, assuming that Alex understood all the operation infrastructure of all that stuff, and he's gonna just do the marketing and make sure everything works. But I don't think that's how it works, because, when a brand is dead, the brand is just dead, bro. I don't know any brand that has been revamped. We might have to do some research on that and see if we can watch that kind of content and see if there's any brand that has gone down and came back up. Apple has been that type, but not in the modern age. It's kind of a different time. Like, for example, if Barnes and Noble was from nowhere, out of nowhere, to come back, with a new strategy, maybe a streaming platform, would you watch movies from Barnes and Noble? Not Barnes and Nobles, my Blockbusters, my bad. That actually might not be a bad idea, but let's see. Someone said, Brandon, thank you for the great video. You're one of the blah, blah, blah. The SEC wouldn't go after Tai unless they had considerable evidence he was breaking the law. I don't think they just go after people for no concern reasons. And that's true. They won't go after you if they don't have enough evidence for them to convict you on that crime in the first place. So I can see how that could be a big thing. Brandon, your bias is blinding you big time. Yeah, it's possible. If your friend is in that fire and you know him very well and you've been with him for a long period of time, but you don't know him as a scammer or someone that's done anything bad, and you've done business with him and he's paid you, you've collected money from, it's kind of like difficult to just be like, fuck that guy. Like, he's a bad guy, but you know him as a good person. He said Tai paid Brandon to do damage control. I don't think so. I don't think Ty's talking to anybody right now, because everything that he says and does would be used against him in the court of law. Brandon, glad he was busy when the investor call came through. Brandon's like, man, I ain't take no L, bro. I ain't take no Hell, SCCO is there to protect the people from making money. Nah, they come on, they're stealing now. Come on. I appreciate the breakdown and your transparency. Supporting from Yemen. Good thing, good thing, good thing. Yeah, of course he was gathering all of these accredited investors. I wonder why to scam all of them all at once. But yes, man, that was actually a very interesting video. God, come on. Yeah, that was a very interesting video, man. I actually enjoyed it a lot. I had so much information and it was entertaining. It was actually very light. It wasn't too deep, you know what I mean? Cause like I said, we're going to go deep into, business content on this channel. We're going deep into the business world. Like I said, I'm not a mentor. I'm not nothing like that. Honestly, I just got out of college. I'm out here just like y'all. I'm a student. I am learning the game just like you are. But the difference between me and you, if anything, is that I'm taking action and I'm learning as I'm growing and I'm implementing as I do this thing. As this channel grows and shifts and changes, come with me and guys, let's enjoy this journey together. I hope you enjoy this content and I'll see you next week. Don't forget, there's 3 series that we do on this channel. The series is changing now. Before it was the Ajax show, it was Ajax Reacts, and it was Let's Talk Business. But the Ajax Reacts is getting moved to an Ajax Reacts channel. So that's going to be his own thing. So if you're interested in seeing me talk about trendy stuff, things that are not serious and businessy, yeah, move over. So for you, to enjoy it. For you to, to enjoy it. But now this is the new format. The new format is the Ajax show, Ajax Weekly, and Let's Talk Business. So we have a 3 format show where we're just attacking the business topics from different angles. We have the motivation, which is the Ajax show, where we just talk about motivation, getting guys going, getting guys motivated. No. That's what we do on Ajax Weekly. My bad. So we do on Ajax Weekly, where we motivate, encourage you guys to keep going. Then the Ajax show is where we, talk about things like this, having reactions to real business situations, talking about business experiences, but not like going too into it, like details and stuff. Just, talking around it and giving lessons from what I've learned in business on the day-to-day, basis. But well, Let's Talk Business is where we go deeper. We go into the numbers. We go into like, okay, we ran this ad, we paid this amount of money. This is how much returns we got back. This is the ROI. This is the ROAS. This is the, call to actions. This is the marketing stuff. And if you're interested in that, stuff, don't hesitate to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and give us a share. I am a host, Agents. I'll see you in the next